Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create a smooth scroll effect using JavaScript. If you have multiple buttons on your web page and each one should scroll to a different sections, this tutorial is perfect for you. So let's dive in. First, we need to set up our HTML structure. I'll show you how to create buttons that will link to different sections. So I have three sections here. And I have three buttons to go to each sections. So each with unique sections to scroll down. I have also set up three section content here, as you can see, with simple CSS of height 300 pixel. Each button has a data target, which is section 1, section 2, and section 3. And this is for reference. And the data target attribute, it matches the ID of the sections. So as you can see, this data target and the section IDs are similar. Now let's write our JavaScript to make these sections or make these buttons work or scroll to the right sections. So we are going to add an event listener. So first of all, we can increase the height. Let's do it 100 ph and see how it looks. Okay, so as you can see, this is scrolling down to each one. Let's start from scratch. So let's write document.add event listener. So we will add an event listener, and yeah, we can add the DOM content loaded, because when when our DOM is totally loaded, we can add this JavaScript. So let's say DOM content loaded. Now let's write function, because we need to give it a callback function. So let's write it down here. Okay, so now let's grab all of the buttons. So to grab all of the buttons, let's say buttons, and then we can say document dot query selector, query selector all. Then let's just copy and paste this classes, so we can get all of the buttons at a time. So we got three buttons because all three buttons have this class. So now let's look through these buttons and add the logic what to do for each one. Okay, so for each, we should write for each and then buttons, or we can say button. Sorry, we can say button because we are looping through buttons. So each one will be button, and then let's say button, and we will add another event listener. Then if the user clicks, okay, we want to scroll bottom to the button if the user clicks a button. Okay, so let's write click, and what will happen? So we are going to write here what will happen if the user clicks the button. Okay, so inside this curly braces. So let's go ahead and let's write constant and target ID, because we're going to grab those IDs. So let's say we're going to grab these IDs. Okay, so how to do this? So let's button dot get attribute, then data target, fine, and after that we can say that let's go to target section. Now let's check, which is document dot get element by ID, and we will give these IDs. So now let's use this one because we already have those ID names from here, so it will be dynamic. Okay, so it will be dynamic, so let's do it. And then after all, if we are adding that logic, if this target and this section matches, then we will proceed, otherwise not. Okay, so and if the target section exists, then we will proceed. Okay, so let's say if the target section exists, then what we'll do is scroll into view. It's just a method. So behavior smooth. Now let's finish it up. We're done. Pretty easy, right? So let's click here. Yeah, we can see it's working. If you click here, it's working as well. And if you click here, it's working perfectly. So what actually I did, we are grabbing all of the buttons. So I mean, we are grabbing all of the buttons that, yeah, we have three or two or three or multiple buttons. And then what we're doing for each button, because user are not going to click three buttons at a time. Okay, so each user will click only one button at a time, right? So for each button we have to write the logic. So for each, we're telling that for each, so buttons, for each button, what will happen, we wrote here. Okay, so what will happen if the user click the button, we wrote in this logic. So in this block, so we are finding the target, data target. So this is the data set, as you know. So this should be the same section, and I mean this should be the same name or reference, and these references will go to or reference to these sections, so that this click event or these logic can find each sections. So now we have three buttons, as you can see, but now how we can implement those logics from here to Elementor. Okay, so I'll put both the links in the below, so that you can grab those code easily and use it. So first of all, what we have to do is that we have to make sure there is data target section, or you can name it pizza, or you can name it cat or something else, but make sure if this name is cat, make sure this name is also cat, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so fine, then so we have to define the buttons first. So let's see how we can define data target section 1 for button 1. So let's go to advanced, and then we can use here attribute, because these are actually attributes. As you can see here, there is a syntax like this one, key and value. So we will use this syntax to write these things on each buttons. Okay, so let's just copy all of this, but we cannot use these quotation mark. We just have to write the data target first and then a pipe and this pipe actually. So let's just increase it so that you can easily see it. Okay, so we can remove it, and then likewise we can just do for other buttons as well. Okay, so let's copy it and let's go back to our button 2, then go to advanced attributes, then now we are done. Now what we have to do, we have to make sure we give IDs for each section. So let's do it. For this first section, I'll just go ahead and add IDs. So here we can write IDs here for this section, and for this section 3. So we're done. Make sure we give all the buttons the same class. Okay, so we just forgot here, so let's add these classes. For we're done. So let's go ahead and just copy this logic. We can grab an HTML element and we have to write script, because this is a JavaScript code. I have to write a script and update. Now let's move on to our page and see if it works or not. So as you can see, it's working perfectly, right? So yep, it's working perfectly. So this is how you can implement smooth scrolling logic to your Elementor page builder, because Elementor does have this option to connect with other sections, but sometimes it does not work as expected, but this logic will work surely. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.